Look, such sadness in my heart this morning, man. We are 24 hours from the news, and it's unbelievable. It's one of those things where you see it initially and word spreads so quickly now that you're like, this can't be. This must be a hoax. Did you guys feel the same way when you found out that Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter accident?
I immediately thought it was a hoax, but then after multiple news outlets confirmed the news, there was no denying that this tragedy was indeed true.
As we have been reporting the sad news, the basketball world, the nation, and fans around the globe in shock and sorrow with the news that NBA superstar Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash in California. He was 41 years old. The former Los Angeles Laker was among 5 people on board that chopper when it went down in the hills above Calabasas this morning. You can see the very foggy and difficult conditions there when it went down, as there appears to be a recovery operation underway.
There's a really great example of how you don't even have your facts right before you start. There wasn't 5. There was 9 total.
9 total.
9 total, including his 13-year-old daughter. And the rumors online initially were devastating. Like, they were saying that all of his daughters were in the helicopter with him.
They said the whole family, and then they said, no, Vanessa and the newborn were at home. So then they had people thinking she lost her entire family. Then somehow it was Rick Fox was also on the helicopter with him. It was out of control.
And it's just, you look at celebrity, and sometimes it seems so foolish that we connect ourselves to these celebrities. You don't even know that you're being connected. I admired Kobe from afar so many different times. I took my kids to watch him in his very last game here in our hometown when he was going on his retirement tour, because I wanted them to see what greatness looked like. I mean, he is the shining example of work ethic and having talent, but that's not enough. He had this fierce competitiveness, and I wanted to show my kids that. So I took them on the court, and there's Kobe. He's 1.5 feet from us, making shots, right? And my family shared that moment with him. But that's all I really thought about it. It wasn't like some deep, love for Kobe Bryant. I didn't wear his uniform or anything like that. But celebrity is weird, because as soon as he passed away, I felt like such a sense of loss.
I never thought I would feel like such devastation for someone I never met. Kobe, my phone literally wouldn't stop ringing, because everyone who knows me or grew up around me knows how much I loved Kobe Bryant. I wore his number. I wore his sneakers. I emulated my game after Kobe. His mindset, I admired him. He was an idol to me. He was someone that I really wanted to base my life upon. I never wanted to just be a comedian. I wanted to be the best comedian ever because of Kobe Bryant. Because when he came into the game, he told everybody, I'm going to be better than Michael Jordan. And people laughed at him because he didn't have the skill set at that time. And then he developed it and he became Kobe Bryant. I mean, just what he stood for as a man, it was incredible, and I'm still devastated. I just don't want to believe it. I can't stop thinking about his wife, what she must be going through, and thinking about his last moments with his daughter as a man, and what that must have felt like when you just don't have any control, and you just can hold your daughter in those last moments on that helicopter, and it's a major loss for all of us. It's just one of those moments when it just seems like the universe got this wrong. It just doesn't feel right.
I think a lot of the young athletes that are in the NBA now, every single one of them has been affected in some way, shape, or form by Kobe Bryant. And you could see that on every single player's face yesterday as the NBA continued with their games. I mean, everybody was just, their worlds were shook. And I think it should be mentioned, too, that, yes, Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter, Gigi, were on the flight, but there was another family that was on the flight. And now there's a little boy and a little girl that no longer have a mommy, daddy, or a sister.
Yeah, as I was watching yesterday, it was really strange because I told you guys when I'm in the gym, I listen to motivational talks, 45 minutes long, and sometimes I'm really paying attention, and other times they're just going into my head because I feel like the messages go into your soul. And as coincidence would have it, Friday's workout was all about Kobe Bryant. It was all about his mindset. It was about his mindset, about his confidence and his work ethic. So I'm just coming off this admiration for him, right? And then this news, and it just felt like a next door neighbor passed away for me, and I was trying to ask myself yesterday, and Tiffany, my girlfriend, this was one of her favorite players. She's played basketball her entire life also. She was inconsolable yesterday.
Yeah, I was too. I mean, I literally stopped watching basketball after Kobe Bryant retired. I really haven't even seen like a full NBA game. I just was never the same after he left. And it's ironic because on Friday I was watching an interview with him and Matt Barnes. It's like a 2-hour interview. And my girl was making fun of me because she's like, "You still watching that Kobe Bryant interview?"
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I hang on to every word that the dude ever said. And I always thought to myself what I would say to him when I met him, and just knowing that it'll never happen, it's just devastating, man.
He's such a household name.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
even for someone like me that I don't know sports, but I've played sports, I've played basketball, and I just like everybody else in my generation would throw the ball and yell Kobe, and then it would not go in, But it was like that was just such a tradition, and that's like so many generations. It's affected so many people because he touched so many people in that way, and I hope kids don't stop doing that.
This is how he said he wanted to be remembered.
When I was 15 years old, I made a promise to myself and said, at the end of my career, I want people to think of me as a talented overachiever. That I was blessed with talent, but that I worked as if I had none. And if I could be remembered that way, that would be pretty good.
And, like to adding to the sadness, like Mo said, there he is in the helicopter with his daughter, taking her to one of his basketball camps where she was supposed to play at noon. That's why they were in that helicopter. They were very close. There are pictures all over online of them gazing into each other's eyes so lovingly while they're playing basketball together, or he's teaching her about basketball while they're watching a game together. They were really close.
The basketball gene, I've completely and fully passed off to Gianna. She's got it. That's all her now. Yeah, I mean, she's like, man, she works, man. I mean, they practice 2 hours a day, and she's fully committed. Her and her teammates as well. I mean, really, really committed to playing.
Yeah, so
It's sad we're not going to be able to see how good she could have been.
Yeah.
right. I mean, they were already talking about her being in the WNBA, and
Yeah.
she was 13 years old.
She was good, man.